Hello everyone and welcome to today's video where we are taking a look at some Cardano news, and also we will check out the ADA token, we will check out the price charts, and I'm gonna show you what I'm thinking about the price in the near future. So without further ado, let's get into the news. First of all, we have a comment from the Charles Hoskinson himself on the Daily Huddle, as he wants to push the Cardano as top NFT platform. So as we explored in one of the last videos, Cardano has a very good support for NFTs already, and he basically repeats that they have solution for the metadata, identity, authentication problems about governance. All this is solved on the Cardano already, and he adds that he is talking with a few NFT projects, he says with the top 10 marketplaces, and he wants them to port over to Cardano, and he is really looking for the long term, so 5, 10, 15 years. He's really thinking what will be the use of NFTs, what will be those business models. So I would definitely count with Cardano as an NFT platform. Then we have an article on Crypto Potato, again with Charles Hoskinson commenting on the timeline for Cardano smart contracts testnet. Basically this rollout should be in late April or early May, so that's great news. That's about a month ago now at the time of making this video. He mentioned this in a recent video which you can check out. I will put link to this article in the description. So as we mentioned in the previous video, there was this merry hard fork which began the transition from the Chile era, which was earlier in March. So this enabled the implementation capabilities for this new phase called Alonso with the smart contracts. This Alonso phase takes the extended UTXO model, it adds it all in, and it puts this beautiful Bluetooth platform on top of Cardano, which if we check the roadmap of Cardano, we can see that under the Gauguin smart contracts phase, if we scroll down, here is the mention of Bluetooth. So we are really transitioning from the Chile to Gauguin phase, and in short, the Bluetooth is the smart contract platform of the Cardano blockchain, and this will mean that for the first time ever publicly, people will be able to write smart contracts and deploy them on Cardano. So that's great news for Cardano users. If we click on the Bluetooth here, we are redirected directly to the Cardano Docs page, so you can check this if you are more tech savvy and want to know more information, which is great that you have all those information easily accessible. And in another news, we have obviously the transition to the decentralization explained, which happened on the March 31st. So we are already decentralized on Cardano, which means that over 1800 community pools will be responsible now for the block production. And as we mentioned, the smart contracts should come short after, in a month or so. But if we take a closer look to this blog post, we are redirected to the IOHK page where there is this blog about the decentralization, so you have even more information about it. But in short, we already transitioned on the March 31st, and now until April 7th or so there will be this transition nonce, and actually a little bit before that on Monday, April 5th, which is the epoch 258, will invoke the entropy addition mechanism, and in particular the previous block hash will appear in the first block on or after Wednesday, April 7th, so that will determine the transition nonce. So roughly 42 hours after the epoch has begun, and thus leave about 6 hours for the Genesis delegates to cast their votes. So it's looking that it will take just a few more days for the transition to be completely settled on the blockchain, and you can even join yourselves if you are less technical and not a developer. You can use their new community tool, which is called Cardano Wall, and this allows you to easily write to the Cardano blockchain. And after this we have a more fun announcement from Crypto Potato, because they are minting their own NFT on Cardano. Actually, they are creating this mooning rocket potato, so basically their logo proudly riding an epic Bitcoin rocket soaring high high above the clouds, heading for the moon, obviously. And by the way, if you are enjoying this video so far, please make sure to smash the like button to help me with the YouTube algorithm to reach more people. And at the end, maybe consider subscribing if you want to see this kind of content in the future. And now let's finally take a look at the price chart of Cardano. So starting things off, we can see that we are now hovering just above the $1.2 mark, which is over here. And I introduced these supports over here, and we can now check out what those are. So if we zoom out a little bit, we can see that the blue dotted line is actually the all-time highs from 2017. So that's a very significant support or resistance depending on from which side you are approaching it. And then we also have this a bit more shorter term purple line over here from the beginning of February just until now. So now we will take a closer look at those. So if we take a closer look, we can see that there are some other supports and other channels over here, but we are out of those channels and out of those supports at the moment, so they are not that significant at this time. So we will just focus on those thick dotted lines I just introduced. So if we look at this support, it was very significant from the beginning of February. We had a few bounces, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we are now just scraping the edge of this support for the past few days and building up momentum, in my opinion, which is great that this support was not broken from the February period. And also the thing that we are now hovering above this very significant all-time high support now, that's very bullish in my opinion. You can see that we had a little dip below this one the last week of March. However, we managed to snap back above this support and we are now hovering just above it. So that looks very good in my opinion, because previously we had just a short bursts above and then we came back down, which was at the beginning of March, and also in the middle of March we have this false breakout and we came back down. However, now we are staying a pretty long time, or about 1 week, above this support. So now from my point of view, the best scenario would be that we would bounce off of this support again and continue riding upwards. Maybe there will be some major spike, after which there will be some retracement, but either way I think we are gonna start to climb a bit more, because if we zoom out, we were going pretty much sideways from the middle of February here. So I think that now that we will break those resistances, we could start to climb a bit more violently upwards. Also important in my opinion is to check out the Cardano to Bitcoin ratio. We can see that there is nothing major going on here. We are staying pretty much in this channel right over here. So the price is moving similar to Bitcoin. However, we had a few spikes above this, so we will have to wait and see if there is going to be any outperformance of the Bitcoin. But I think that we are approaching this support over here and we could actually bounce off very strong compared to Bitcoin. But important thing is that we are not breaking any supports yet, so we should expect at least the same gains as the Bitcoin. So I think compared to the previous few weeks or over a month now, the Cardano price action will be very interesting in the next few weeks, because I believe we will get out of this consolidation and start to do some bigger moves. And this is it from me for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please smash the like button to help me with the YouTube algorithm to reach more people, and consider subscribing for more future videos like this to come on my channel. I thank you for watching and I will see you in the next video. Cheers!